You got that in the right spot?
I hope so. If not, I'm gonna blame you.
Gonna blame the camera guy for drilling the hole. Hey everybody, it's Walt. There's Big Walt.
What's going on?
Oh, you were blaming me for drilling the holes.
I just told Walt if these holes don't line up on this new body, I was gonna blame him. So, sounds like it.
It's always my fault. So you can see, there's a sneak peek of Dad's roof.
Yeah.
We got the stuff back from Vision Signworks. Julie Donnelly always does a fabulous job with the wraps. We changed it up a fair amount this year. All the same colors, but different idea. So it should look good. We got t-shirt orders started.
Yeah.
We also got hats.
Hats coming.
Hats coming. Limited quantity of hats.
Yeah, we'll see how they go. We'll see if people like them, then we'll get some more. But yeah, we change things up. I'm really excited about the new look for the cars.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Both cars, lots of contrast, but got a real nice, clean, professional look to them. Got some new sponsors in there. So and she made those look really good. So shout out to all of them who you'll be seeing once we get these all put together. But yeah, we're in the process of reskinning the cars. We took the bodies that we had on. I think we'd said in the video before, we took those all off, everything. They're perfectly fine. When we put those in storage, so that we can put it back on if we need a spare body, or if we want to run a short track Super Series race in the fall, we'll switch them back over. And we went with these bodies. So subtle differences from the dirt to the from the dirt sanctioned body to the other body.
Yeah. Yeah, probably, if we change them over, we probably won't change the roofs. There's no difference in the roof.
Yeah, the roof is the same.
Both of our roofs were pretty beat up, kind of broke. They take a lot of pressure in this back corner here where the deck lid or the tail stuff hooks.
You guys don't get to see this a lot, but this is the underneath of it. So you can see it's been repaired. We make them look good on the other side, but
yeah, mine's got way more than that in it.
It's been repaired, so it looks perfect there. But
so could still use it. It's a good spare.
Yeah, it fits with the other stuff. So
our plan is, if you keep spare roofs, if we keep a whole spare body, we won't need it at all.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
So
hopefully we're not hanging them up on there or autographing them, giving them away because it was just flipped.
Yeah, that's not what you want to do. So we also added some shop decor.
Yes.
Pretty sentimental piece to Dad and I. Cool. We cut our teeth at Kanan Speedway. I did. I started there on the pavement. I won my first championship on the pavement there. I won, my only championship. I only won one championship. Yeah. Won my first race there. And it was 2 miles from the house. And now it's gone. Yeah. So we acquired the sign when it closed. I kind of told the guy I was going to take the sign. There was no ifs, ands, or buts when I was in high school. And I went and got the sign. He was fine with it because he didn't care about racing really anymore. He's made it a private road course. So yeah, we have our own opinions on that. But I got the sign, and we've been waiting years to put it in the shop. We never really had a bunch of time. So we finally yesterday did a bunch of cleaning, and I took it apart and put the big, the clean side in here in the shop. So, and it's really cool. It's all hand painted. There's no vinyl that I know of. You can see kind of the strokes in here. That's all paint. I think this is vinyl.
Yeah, and just that Speedway part.
That and the racing experience. But other than that, it's all hand painted. So pretty cool piece. Kind of means a lot to Dad and I, and probably means a lot to a lot of other people.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people don't know where this went.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't.
And know where it went. We got it. So we weren't going to let it get thrown away. I don't care if I found it in the dumpster. I was going to take it. Yeah. So we got the sign, we hung it up, means a lot to us. Sure do miss Kanan Speedway for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, definitely. But it was cool to get something from the racetrack before they tore everything down and destroyed the grandstand and all that stuff. So we got it. We put it in our shop. It's nice. Kind of reminds you of where you started and why you started and those things. And especially like for me after racing there on the dirt and on the pavement. And then working there personally for Charlie Elliott when I was in high school and summers and stuff like that, and literally picking rocks and cutting grass and whatever it took to, see the inner workings of a racetrack be built, and how the whole business worked.
Yeah,
and
you kind of helped build the dirt track from the half mile to the quarter mile.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Originally it was the half mile. I watched my grandfather race on the half mile when I was a kid. My cousin John and I would sneak into the pit and pose as we were 14 or 13, whatever the age limit was. That was the age we were, and we got into the pit. And afterwards, I figured out that I think they kind of knew we weren't old enough, but felt like we were responsible enough. So, and back then you could do stuff like that, and nobody was gonna tase you or tackle you or something like that. So, but now it's a different day and age. But yeah, I watched them race on the half mile, and then it sat dormant for a while. And then when Charlie Elliott bought the Speedway and shortened it, he would give summer jobs out to guys that wanted to work. And my brother Alan and I were over there quite a bit, did a lot of work because we were fascinated with racing anyway. So a chance to work at a racetrack being built was pretty cool, and learned a lot from him and the electrician and builder Bob Bruce and all of Charlie's friends. A lot of you guys, if you've been around racing, you know who Charlie Elliott is, and Kenny Smith was the promoter and stuff over there with him, and a lot of good people. We miss them, and so it was a lot of good time spent over there. A lot of Friday nights where things didn't go our way, and but man, there was full crowds, and you couldn't wait to get there. The whole town would shut down, I swear, and there was a race car in every other driveway, whether it was a 4-cylinder or an enduro car or a modified or whatever. And back then it was an outlaw speedway. There was no rules, so you didn't have to worry about breaking the rules because there wasn't any. It was whatever you could put under your hood. So there was guys like Butch Elms down there running alcohol injected engines, which are perfectly fine, or big block Betts motors, and Paul Parker. And I've seen all these guys. I tell people, I'm like, I've seen Brett Hearn and Gardner Stone and the Stones, and
Bob McCready.
Bob McCready, a lot of these guys, the Tremont and all them guys, I've seen them right here, literally race, so it was a pretty big deal. And then, it just didn't go the way it was, though the way it should have. And so, yeah, it's a private road course now, whatever. That fella can do what he wants with his money because he's got plenty of it. But he should have left one of the racetracks. But that's just our opinion.
Yeah.
So
overall, he should have left the grandstand if he was going to cancel everything out. He should have left the grandstand.
Yeah,
the covered grandstand is really neat, and it's the only one, really, I think, in New England. Anywhere else you go, maybe Fonda, which isn't in New England.
Yeah, technically, yeah. I don't know when we went to Sealings Grove. That was one of the things that made me feel really at home. Was when we went, walking out, and there was a big covered grandstand because we grew up at a racetrack that had a covered grandstand because it was left from the horse track, and so that's really cool. And then Fonda's got one, and any place that's got a covered grandstand, just that was kind of where I grew up, and Walt grew up. I can remember going in the grandstand, and when I was a kid, when the fair used to be over there, because it was actually fairgrounds, and I can remember you walk through the center of the grandstand, and you'd get your ticket, and I'd be waiting my dad because they used to have some just awesome demolition derbies, and I'd be so fired up because you could hear the cars and all that, and as a kid, that was just something. Even now, I drive by there and I still can see it and hear it, and so it's a pretty cool thing. It was nice that Walt and I got a hold of it, and to other people doesn't mean anything, but to us, to us it's priceless. So it's cool to have it in the shop and look up there and kind of see where you came from. And I'm sure other racers have got certain things that they like and are sentimental to. And I actually have one of the caution lights from the Pavement. We actually nabbed one of those too, and kind of. Just again, something that's kind of cool conversation piece that we'll probably hang up at some point. But anyway, yeah, that's our new addition to the interior of the shop.
Yeah.
So
maybe if we find some more signs, we won't even need sheetrock.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I had to move my roof, so my roof's over there. Maybe next year we'll put another roof there.
Roofs up there is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you can see your roof's covering a banner.
Yeah, we could put the other one, but
so
hopefully, hopefully we ain't got any more roofs to put up there other than voluntarily.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're putting new bodies on, getting ready to go to Devil's Bowl, and we're gonna run some test stuff. We don't go very often that you get a chance to test with the dirt cars. So we felt like it would be a good chance to run some laps. We got some things that we want to try to see if we can be better or be worse. And so we've had quite a bit of conversation about that. So we're going to get the cars ready to go, and Saturday, weather permitting, hopefully the everything cooperates. We go over and we can work on some stuff that we've been working on this spring and continue to going forward. As you saw in the last video, Walt had a great run over Albany. I ended up in a little bit of a tangle. I was nice, jumped on the brakes not to run into the guy in front of me, and I got hit from behind. That's racing, is what it is. But felt like the cars were better than what we've been. So we're learning things, and that's what we're after, is to learn and get better and better and better, so that literally anywhere you go, you walk in and you know you've got a setup, you understand what you want, and so yeah, we're going to work on some stuff like that. So follow along, and you can see the process of putting another body on. These bodies go on. DKM actually cuts our panels. We used to build panels here, still can, but it's just got to the point where the aluminum and everything was hard to get. So DKM, even though they're a chassis builder, we use we use Bicknell cars, but they're close, the closest to us, do a really good job out there, have treated us excellent. We're getting panels done for us. For Florida, another set of panels done for us to go racing. So shout out to those guys out there as far as helping us out with rails and bumpers and all that stuff.
Yeah, Dave and I can't think of the other fella's name.
Yeah,
but they've been above and beyond.
Yeah, they've for like I said, we're not using their chassis, but they've certainly been really good to us as far as prepping and getting things ready for us that we asked for to go racing. And so it's a
Dave and Eric. That's what it is. Yeah. Dave Constantino, and I don't know what Eric's last name is.
If you need panels for DKM or
anything,
for Bicknell or whatever, those guys cut them and they pretty well snap right on, and that's what we're looking for. So pretty good. I mean, in racing, you have to forge relationships with people, all different. I mean, to keep it going, especially in these times. So sometimes you even have to, you might cross over a little bit and whatnot, but. So yeah, we got that, and we're going to get ready to put panels on, and then we'll be into tire grinding and shock and spring prep. And
now I had some people ask what's the deal with the tire shortage? Has it gotten any better? And no, no, it hasn't gotten any better. I don't know if it's gotten any worse. As of last week, American Racer had run out of nylon, so now I think they're back in business, but they're even that much farther behind.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
A lot of places are opening it up to run American Racers and Hoosiers. I think Hoosiers in a better position right now, but only time will tell. So, I mean, you can see these are the 4 tires that we each ran. Those are American Racers. Those are from Florida. But we ran these all night, and usually we don't do that. Usually we'll have a set of rears ready so we don't have to grind at the track, because it's only Dad and I, and whatever help comes, the girls.
Yeah.
So it keeps it busy, and having 2 sets of tires for each car ground and ready was huge. It might only be a little bit of different stagger here or there, so it wasn't a big deal in the heat race. So at Albany, we had to work really hard. Dad had to work twice as hard to get all the tires ground again, where before we would take and put another set of rear tires on, take them off, put them on the rack, and then put our feature tires on, which were already ground and ready to go. Yeah. So it was a lot of work, and that might be something that we end up having to do more because of the tire shortages, because we're trying to save tires as long as we can before we take them off.
My suggestion to other racers right now, from our experience where we've already run a handful of races, is listen, if there's a list that you can get your name on, get on it. The only way you get to the front of the list is you got to be on the list. And so a lot of tire dealers, what they're doing is they just got a list, and
it's a big waiting list
through it, and they order 300 tires, they get 100. So they go down through the list and those guys get tires. Well, if you're on the list, you can at least move up. But if you just don't, just don't get caught just assuming that, oh, I'll get there and there'll be tires, because it's just not the way it was. We've been to Florida, we've been to South Carolina, we've been over into Albany, and there's not, a hidden supply of tires. So trust me, don't take it lightly if you're just sitting back going, I'll get some when I get to the track. Unless somebody literally, you've paid for them, you've got some tires, for sure, don't assume there's going to be tires, because there's not going to be tires for you. You're going to be running on whatever you got. So that's what we've done, is work pretty good, is we try to get on the list and waited our turn basically until it pops up and they say, I got tires in here, and still haven't got what we would like for tires, but we're racing, and that's better than sitting home. And so that's what we basically been doing, is like, if we can get on the list to get tires, we get on. If you can do that and you can buy some early, if you can squirrel a little money so that you could normally, you say, well, I wouldn't really buy an extra 2 tires, but you have that opportunity, buy them. Take that opportunity and buy them so that you have them. If you don't necessarily need a bunch of tires, then maybe you don't buy them so somebody else can get them. You know what I mean? Don't be a tire monster.
Yeah, don't buy 40 if you only need 5.
Don't buy 40 of them, if you only need 5, and I don't think that's, been a real problem.
No, a lot of places have been limiting. They let you buy 1 per corner. Obviously with us, with 2 cars, we end up buying 2, right, because we have 2 cars, so we end up buying 8 tires.
But it's a problem that everybody's having. Again, it's
everywhere, nationwide.
It's not the track promoters. Don't be, people get, pissed off. Oh, it's nothing to do with the track promoters or anything. It's just simply getting the stuff. And, Hoosier, the reps and stuff for them, they're working their butts off trying to sell tires. That, believe me, this is their hot season. So you can imagine having a business that you've got all these people that want product and you can't supply it. It's a nightmare for them. So American Racer and those guys, they're doing the best they can with what they got. So we just got to kind of work along with them. And so you might see some different stuff, some different setups at racetracks. I know some promoters already changed some stuff around. And so we're kind of set up now where we're okay shape. If they switched and said we could run American Racers, we actually have a better American Racer setup from this winter than we do Hoosier. So if we switched over, we'd be in pretty good shape as far as that. We could go racing. We couldn't race forever, but anyway, let's get on to putting some body panels on. So if you're hanging a body and you don't know about these, you should get yourself some. You can get them through Barrett's. I think they actually build them. And what it is it sits right in the slot, like in this roof slot here, goes right in on the spring. Now you can set a panel on there, and you just tap it with a hammer and it leaves a little pimple. Then you know where to drill. And that's what we just did with the roof. It's really nice. Is we got the front, but I don't like to, in the back, I like to make sure that these all line up nice. So we just put these all in, and you see on camera, Walt and I went along and basically made these little dimples, and we drill them. Then it's pretty foolproof. Short money. 6 or 8 of these save you a lot of headaches, and you use them a lot more than you think, and throw them in the box. And so just a little secret to getting, if you didn't know already, how to line up your tabs.
Yeah. It's a royal pain in the neck trying to get a Sharpie or something because of the spring. And if you get the Sharpie in there on an angle and you mark it, usually your hole comes out off.
Yeah. So these are really cool. Like I said, I don't know how much they are. They're,
like $1 a piece.
Something. But you use them over and over and over. and it works really good for lining them up. So just a little pointer. If you don't got them, get some. It'll help you out.
Pointer.
Yeah. Hey everybody, it's night 2 of putting the bodies on. So thought we'd kind of show you. We've been working away and mounting everything. And again, like we said before, they go together pretty easy. The only spots that we have to, like back here, these here we have to drill. Other than that, everything's pretty well together. So you can kind of see this one's pretty well done. We're gonna put the plastic down the sides, and then a couple little things, and that one's pretty well done. Walt's hard at work over here.
Yep.
So we just marked his rear quarter, and so that one's coming along good.
I'm gonna put some brace work on the doors.
Yeah.
We like to brace. Some guys don't. I like to brace my doors a little bit extra. Just makes them a little more rigid. Dan does too. Just cause. Probably doesn't make any difference whatsoever, but it makes me feel better.
Right.
So we'll usually run a brace down through here. I think when they come from Bicknell, they have one too. Some guys don't. Then if the door you hit with the door, it doesn't, get all crinkly. It kind of keeps them square. Easier to flatten out, stuff like that. So just little things that we do. Not everybody does it. You don't have to. But I'm still building my own front noses.
Yeah, we have a brand new one.
It's back here.
The brand new one back there.
This is an oops nose. It's kind of funny. I had to build one for a friend. I built 2. This one fit great. Only problem was I bent everything backwards. So usually all this stuff gets bent. This is all one piece, and then it's only a 3-piece nose. This one's like a 6-piecer because I built brackets inside, and I wouldn't sell this one or give this one to anybody, but I run it on my own car because it looks fine. And so sometimes you got to make it happen, right? Out of you know what.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, we're getting pretty close. Really, we didn't have a whole lot to do. Flatten out a rear quarter and then put those bodies away. And both cars are pretty good at Albany, so now we're just kind of getting ready to test. So testing's okay. I'd rather race, but we got things to work on. It's all right. It's hard now because we've raced 6 times now. Yeah, 5 or 6 times. So it's kind of weird. It doesn't feel like May to us. It feels like we're mid-June, because we've already raced and raced and raced at different places. So and probably a lot of guys that raced in Florida can attest to that, where everything's done, and a lot of my buddies around here are rushing right now to get their cars done to go race at Airborne on Saturday. So it's just kind of funny, but I feel like it'll make us a little bit farther ahead. So yeah, that's what we got going on.
Cool. So yeah, so we can finish this stuff up. We'll give you a sneak peek when they're completely done. Let you see what they look like with everything on them. Yeah. So you can see. And then we'll be getting ready to go. We'll hopefully get some stuff this weekend testing, I'm sure. And then finally we're ready to roll. Opening day.
Onto the weekly grind.
Yeah, exactly. So
hopefully the weekly weather temperature comes up too.
Yeah.
It's a whopping 45 here right now.
Yeah, we could use a little bit of heat.
Didn't think we'd have to hook the furnace back up in May.
No.
Literally had to go get diesel fuel last night because I was shivering out here.
That wasn't cheap.
No, it's $5.29 a gallon right now.
Yeah.
For clean, $4.99 for dirty.
We hear it's even higher other places.
Yeah. I saw a thing this morning. It was $6.20 something somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it really affects it. Be interested to see how it affects everything. But yeah, we'll give you a sneak peek here. We're going to work some more and tidy some things up, little odds and ends, and then we'll show you what they look like. Stay tuned. So we got both bodies all mounted. You can see. Mine's orange. Dad's is yellow. What do you think? Got a lot done tonight. We're pretty well there. Just got to put some side pieces, ground effects on, and that's about it. and then do some setup stuff. Get ready to test. I'm gonna try some different shock and spring and combinations, and maybe some stuff that's a little different. See what it does, how the cars react. We don't get very often get a chance to practice or test on you know, actual good track conditions. So that's what we're looking forward to. But other than that, yeah, kind of slow. Looking forward to get back to racing. Better content for you guys to watch. See what happens. We'll get some video of us testing and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's about it, man.
Yeah, so we'll do a walk around the cars before we close it out. We got Akabe back on board this year. I'm going to thank Chris and the crew. Obviously, that's us. We even got the cool YouTube symbol. We got Woodworks tree removal. That's Hunter Ordway. Got to thank him. He's helped us out a bunch already, and I think he's going to continue to. And then around the left side of Dad's car, we got CJ Auto Body in the back, Hobbsy. Always been a huge help to us. If you ever need auto body around us, get a hold of him. He's great. Obviously, ADW Builders is Dad's business. That's my new design business. I've been at it for about 6 months now. And then the left side is kind of a copy on this one, just orange. You got CJ Auto Body, my business on the left rear quarter, Dad's business on the left front. K. Nicky Janitorial is going to be on the hood this year. Andy came through huge. We went to Florida and to help us out this year, so thanks to him. Again, Woodworks tree removal, Akabe, and then Hustle on the Highside. So the car should look pretty sharp. It's kind of tough to see what they look like in the shop because we got a bunch of crap everywhere. They should look pretty good. I think they'll look sharp out on the racetrack. Kind of sleek and simple this year, and usually that looks really good. So Julie really knocked it out and did a great job. So as always, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment. If you have any questions, let us know. Dad, you got anything else?
Nah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at the racetrack. It's always cool to see people at the racetrack. Excited to see people we haven't seen. And like the scenery on the way over to Devil's Bowl. It's a nice ride. So see you at the racetrack.
Yeah. Have a good one.